shoes, what I would do is I'd prosecute, of course. That's what kings do. Well, as it turns out, in our system of common law, you're entitled as a defendant to call in a jury. And what's the job of the jury? Well, the jury has two jobs. One job you always hear about. They judge the facts, right? Do the facts conflict with the law? They don't tell you the other one, and that is that it's your job to also judge the law. Now, what do you think the probability is that in my court I could gather together a jury that would support my anti-pink shoe law? Okay? Yeah, they're not really too good, and I happen to know that as a king, so I've been a little slow about enforcing that law. On the other hand, let's say somebody walks up to you and really gives you a black eye, really slugs you, okay? Unprovoked, they just came out of nowhere and did it. And then you brought charges against them, and you decreed in your lawmaking that A, it's wrong to poke somebody in the eye without provocation, and B, the penalty is 30 days in jail. What do you think the chances are that I could get a conviction from a jury? I'd say they'd be pretty high. In your gut, you know that's good law. So that's the beauty of the jury system, the custom and usage, and that's the protection for the defendant and the great leveler, the stabilizer in our common law. And they used it a lot during the early days of this country. And so we the people don't need statutes. We just need common sense. If you want to bring the Bible in, you want to quote a passage from the Bible, and you decree that this is the law of this case, that's fine. And by the way, that's what I do. I have a section in my lawsuit. It always says the law of the case is. You know how it is when you appeal a case and they tell you that, well, if you didn't bring it up, then they cannot consider it? That's the law of the case. And they call it that, the law of the case. Well, where did that law of the case come from? Well, in the absence of anybody decreeing it, the judge is going to fool around and kind of bring it in, because after all, there's so much ignorance out there, he can get away with it. Nobody objects. But the law of the case is decreed by the sovereign. You're the plaintiff, you decree what the law is. And the word is decree, okay? You decree what the law is. So that becomes the law of the case. And I include a whole section in my lawsuits that is the law of the case. Okay, now let's go down here.